What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Rear Naked Locks. I'm Chato. That's Henry. We're going to give you guys a quick breakdown of this Saturday's UFC fight night. Sterling versus Zalal in the Apex. Man, this card has a lot of sleeper fights, man. I'm excited. Aljo fight week, man. Pretty good matchups, man. Like, how you feel about the card overall, Henry?
I love it. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not the best. I think next week is a lot better than this week. But I mean, like you said, there's some good fighters, some more contender series guys that look pretty good. Fighters are it's either win or go home. You know, it's like a lot of fighters could be cut off losses here. So we'll see how they deliver. But I'm excited. Should be some finishes, some violence. So I mean, I'm excited to get into it. I mean, the main event is fucking solid, man. We got Aljamain Sterling versus Youssef Zalal. This fight, I mean, on paper, like it's super tough to call, bro. Like, cause none of them really have a clear striking advantage. You know, like they both like to play on the outside. They both like to implement their kicks. Um, whereas when it comes to the grappling, I think Sterling's like the far superior wrestler than Zalal. Zalal maybe he could keep up with the scrambles, but we haven't really seen him like scramble against a lot of people like that in a while, you know. So I mean, there's a lot of question marks on the Zalal side. So it's like, could he improve? You know, could he beat out Aljo on the feet? Maybe just outlast him with the cardio, maybe. But on paper, I just think this is a good matchup for Sterling. He was able to keep up with Evloev. I mean, the Ortega fight was kind of weird, but I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of back stuff in the background where they thought the fight was off, they thought it was on, thought it was off, you know, but he still did what he had to do. But he's looked good. He's looked good at this weight class. Yeah, I just think he wins with the grappling here, bro. I don't know. I don't think he finishes a lot, but I got Aljamain Sterling by decision.
Yeah, man, I agree with Henry, man. This is a pretty high level fight. Youssef Zalal with the resurgence, man. Start off in UFC, three straight losses, got cut, did some damage in that, like in the outside, came back, and he's been on a winning streak. Sterling speaks for himself, man. He's probably the second best bantamweight of all time. I think I'm gonna go with Sterling as well. I think the smaller cage, the heavy grappling advantage from Sterling. I feel like he's gonna steal the minutes on the ground. On the feet, and he mentioned something that like I want to emphasize that they're not the most flashy and the most dynamic strikers. Like they're good at keeping range, but neither Zalal or Sterling, in my opinion, have that one punch knockout power. So the stand-up could be a little stale, but I think where the action is going to be at is going to be in the grappling exchanges because the fight that sticks out to me, man, is the Zalal versus Saporia fight. Saporia was throwing up submissions left and right, taking Zalal down left and right, and Zalal did not look lost on the ground. He was holding his own. Um, but I think in this particular matchup, I think size and grappling is going to be the advantage, and that advantage goes to Sterling. So I got Sterling winning this by decision. It's going to be a close fight, but I think as the fight goes on, um, Zalal's probably going to have the advantage, but I think Sterling steals the first three rounds. I mean, if you guys look at all the interviews, they're saying that they're trying to go for Oliveira's grappling record. So I'm expecting some heavy grappling exchanges here. So give me Sterling as the underdog here, man.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. You know what happens with me and Chato agree on underdog? Mandatory, Bark Alley bangers. I mean, Chato said it right there. I was going to bring it up right now. Charles Oliveira, Alexandre Pantoja, Aljamain Sterling, some of the most elite back takers in the game. They take their back and not getting up. Peter Yan couldn't get up. Cejudo couldn't get up. It's like if he gets the law down, he takes his back, he's not getting up. That's the whole round. It's a 5-round fight. You can't really afford to lose rounds when you're not really a notorious power puncher, you know? So this fight's going to come down to the judges for sure. So it's going to come down to who wins the early rounds, and I think that's Sterling. Plus 110, I mean, can't really be mad at it.
Yeah, man, I agree. Like if you're a fan of jiu-jitsu, you're a fan of grappling, this main event should have you guys gassed up, man. Sterling, submission specialist, the law, 10 subs. These guys do not go for the knockout. They go for the submission, high level shit on the ground. But I'm telling you, man, the small octagon, Sterling's big for the weight class. Zalal is good defensively. This is going to be 5 round, high class. I expect the Funkmaster to make it nice and funky and just start stealing those rounds, man. Sterling at plus 110 is a little bit disrespectful, but I can see it because Zalal is surging. But in this case, me and Henry are going to cash on that plus 110 all day.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like we haven't really had any bad underdog picks. We picked Kyler Phillips last week, and it came down to that third round, and it obviously comes down to whether you think fucking Jordan was landing those fucking knees or whatever. But at the end of the day, close fight. I mean, can't really be mad at it. Here I think Aljo's gonna just dominate the early rounds, and just hopefully there's no 10-8, round 4, round 5, and we take that decision.
Yep, let's go. Let's go, Aljo, man. In the co-main event, man, we have another banger fight right here. We have Dumont versus Edwards. If you guys don't know who these chicks are, man, pause the video and go watch some highlights, dude. Dumont is must-see TV for more than one reason, She's nasty on the weight scales and she's nasty in the cage, bro. She's only lost to 2 fighters and she's on a nasty win streak now. Jocelyn Edwards, man, she's coming back from like looking like a mid fighter to looking like one of the best fighters in that division. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna go with Edwards on this one. The reason why I'm gonna go with Edwards, I feel like Jocelyn Edwards has reached that stride. The finishing ability is all Edwards. If you guys look at Dumont's record, she has no KO victories, 2 submission victories. She's a decision merchant. And if the UFC criteria is about damage, dude, Jocelyn Edwards is that person. So give me Jocelyn Edwards to win the exchanges and possibly a late finish here, man. Jocelyn Edwards goes for subs, heavy-handed. Dumont has found in love with her hands. She has the ability to mix it up, but I think Edwards is good defensively to keep it on the feet, and I feel like she has the more power. So I expect Edwards to land first and land hard. So give me Edwards at again, dog. Back-to-back dogs, I'm picking it, but styles make matches, man. Dumont's a good fighter. I could look like an idiot on this one, but man, I've just been on the Edwards train for the last 4 fights, man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at the odds too, like Dumont's a pretty big favorite. It makes sense to pick Jocelyn Edwards here, especially when she's been delivering. But I'm gonna ride with Dumont. I mean, I think it's gonna be a close fight. But I think she's gonna use the size to bully Edwards against the cage. I mean, she tends to make the fights boring. And I've seen Edwards, just accept position, accept getting controlled. Sometimes she has like some low fight IQ moments, and if you want to be a title challenger, you want to be a top 10 fighter, top 5, you can't have those moments. So we'll see if she levels up here. I'm gonna take Dumont though by decision.
Yo, should be a banger though.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, plus 189 on Jocelyn Edwards, man. She's violent. Maybe she lands some cuts or something, and that could sway the judges. All right, man. We got another banger right here. We got Rafa Garcia versus Alexander Hernandez. I don't know what it is about Rafa. I always think he's older than he is. My boy's 31, but I feel like he's been around forever, bro. It's like he's a pretty exciting guy. I mean, he just beat Jared Gordon, which is in a surprising win. But he has a tough task against Alexander Hernandez here. I think Hernandez is a way cleaner boxer here. I think he's a slightly better wrestler. It just comes down to Hernandez's heart. Because, I mean, Rafa's going to push through adversity. He's been beating his face the whole time. It just comes down to Hernandez. I think Hernandez is pretty close to a lock here. Just skill for skill. So I'll take him here. I think he wins by decision in a pretty close fight. But I think he's a clear striking advantage.
Yeah, man. I'm about to go with Henry on this one. I think Hernandez just does everything that Garcia does, but just a tad bit better. So, like, this is going to be the fight, right? Garcia's going to push the pace, but he's going to move in, get tagged. Hernandez has good forward, good striking. Garcia's tough, though. So, just like Henry mentioned, like, this fight's probably going to go the distance, but it should be a back and forth. I just think that Hernandez is smart enough to mix it up, but I'm going to pick the fighter with the more power. So, I'm going to go with Hernandez by decision, 29-28. I can see Garcia peppering Hernandez in round 3. But man, shout out Garcia, man, because he's on a 2-fight win streak. But like I think Hernandez is gonna clear him here.
Let's go.
All right, another banger, dude. We got Davy Grant versus the newcomer Adrian Luna Martinetti. Martinetti botched it, but close enough. I don't know. This is a little insider, but Martinetti looks like our friend Rob with hair. So that's not. I don't want you guys to hear that and be like, "Oh, like that's why he's picking him to win this fight." But I just spoiled it for you guys. I'm going with Martinetti here. Davy Grant is a savvy vet. Don't get it twisted. You know, he has some serious skills. You know, he's you know, he's one of those guys that like we bet against in the channel, and sometimes, you know, he destroys our parlays. But Davy Grant, man, 40 years old, you know, he just doesn't have that same pop anymore. The last time we bet against him was against Blackshear, and Blackshear just shit the bed. But I expect Martinetti to put that mustard on him, straight up in his face, high volume, high fight pace. Davy Grant, he's too old. Uh, I don't think he has what it takes anymore to fight at that pace, man. So give me Martinetti to win by decision or even late stoppage. I just have a feeling that Martinetti is going to drown Grant. The only thing that worries me is that Martinetti does not have a lot of UFC experience, but I think styles make fights here, man. I think 40-year-old Grant is just not going to have enough to like keep up with my boy Rob today. So give me Martinetti all day here, man. Another dog.
Yeah, I mean, this should be a fucking banger. I mean, Davy Grant, props to him. He's still doing the damn thing, bro. He's got very good wins. Um, it's just scary. Continue picking guys that are up there in age at these lighter weight classes. You know, because statistically they lose. 135 he's 40 years old at 135 that's pretty sketchy, man. I mean, he got hurt pretty bad against Durden last time, and then against Dumont Blackshear. I don't know what the hell happened to Blackshear in that fight. He just completely went off course, stopped wrestling, and just let David Grant pick him apart. But Martinetti's at least from what we've seen him, he's not that guy, bro. He's gonna be in your face. He's gonna be throwing bombs. He seems like he's killer be killed. I mean, in that contender series fight, he was hurt. He was hurt multiple times, but he dogged it out. So I think David Grant's gonna have to put his lights out if he wants to win this fight, and I just don't think he has it in him anymore. So give me Martinetti by TKO. I think he finishes David Grant round 2, round 3 with just pressure, bro. Pressure.
Pressure is gonna break these old people.
Shit. Go. All right, man. Speaking of old people, we got Montague Jackson versus Ronnie Barcelos. Ronnie Barcelos, I need to see a birth certificate. I don't think he's the guy the age he says he is. 38 years old, but he looks 45. I don't know, dog. But in all seriousness, I mean, Barcelos is a good fighter, but he's been fighting very passive in his wins. You know, very safe. His boxing looked pretty good against Ricky Simon, but Ricky Simon's not a boxer. You know, and Ronnie, if he wants to win this fight, he needs to control Montague Jackson on the ground. He needs to shoot nonstop. I'm just not sure he's going to do that, you know. Montel, he looked bad against Figgy, but I think it was a learning lesson for him. I mean, I honestly think he should have won on the judges' scorecards, but yeah, when you find that close, you're leaving it to another human being to determine if he did enough, you know. So it's like, this fight, I think he's going to stuff the takedowns. He's going to work the boxing. I think he's going to knock Barcelos out. Give me Montel Jackson by knockout.
Yeah, man. I mean, these are both fighters that have left a bad taste in my mouth. If you I bet with Montel, and he shit the bed against Figgy. I bet against Barcelos when he fought Peyton Talbot, and you know his son Peyton Talbot. So both these fighters are costing money one way or another. But I think Henry's breakdown is spot on, man. I think Barcelos, his path to victory is to cross it for 3 rounds, right? If you guys watch back the tape in the Jackson fight versus Figgy, I think it was a learning curve for Jackson, man. It was one of those fights where like You're standing across the cage from the legend of the sport in Figgy, and I felt like he's had a mental lapse. In that fight, he was still hitting Figgy with those big shots. So give me Jackson all day here. He's the longer fighter. He was defending some takedowns with Figgy. I feel like it's going to be the head body approach here. Jackson's gonna tag Ronnie, and I can see what Henry's saying, man. Jackson by KO or Jackson inside a distance to play. Because 45-year-old Barcelos is not gonna be able to take these punches all day.
I mean, Peyton Talbot should have won that fight. It just bad fight IQ on his end. Caused Barcelos to squeak out that win, but not gonna get away with it here. Jackson by murder.
All right, we got another sleeper fight right here. Another sleeper fight. We got Buchecha, the MMA phenom, right, versus Ryan Spann. It's just both fighters have kind of like a weird career, right? Buchecha coming into the UFC, highly touted prospect, right? Because nobody has jujitsu like him. But like I said before, multiple fights. I was hyped up for his debut. Fight after fight after fight. It's apparent that he does not train takedowns. He wants to close the distance and try to pull guard and play jujitsu, but that's just not a strong base in my opinion. You're fighting somebody like Ryan Spann, heavy-handed. He's a big 245. He's a big 250, 260 fighter. This is the same guy who knocked Reyes out unconscious. You're telling me he can't knock Buchecha out unconscious? We see Buchecha look like garbage against Budai. Like he looked like he's one of those fighters where if he doesn't get the takedown, he starts to shoot from further and further away. He doesn't set it up with punches. He doesn't have a single or double leg. I just have a feeling that Spann is gonna land. He's gonna land hard. He's gonna get Buchecha out of there in two. I think Buchecha's only path to victory is if he takes him down round one and subs him. Because Buchecha's gas tank is horrific. His striking is horrific. His takedown offense is horrific. The fight starts on the feet, and with Spann, all he needs is one, man. So give me Spann all day here, another underdog.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was on Buchecha, but Chata really talked me into it. So I just want, I bet on Buchecha, I think, in both fights, and he shit the bed. I mean, again, in that Kennedy fight, shout out Herb Dean. He let Kennedy take a beating. Arguably could have stopped that fight. But that's on Buchecha, bro. His cardio is fucking falling off a cliff. If he doesn't really get you out in there in one, he's just shooting from Narnia. I mean, if you're looking lost on the feet against Ryan Spann, he's gonna knock you out. And don't be surprised. I mean, we seen jiu-jitsu guys, Rodolfo Vieira, like when they get tired, bro, like you apply a blood choke and they're gonna tap, bro. Like Ryan Spann is known for his guillotine. Don't be surprised if he lands that on Buchecha. Buchecha gets tired, starts shooting lazy takedowns. I got Ryan Spann here. Unfortunately for Buchecha, I thought he was gonna have a better career than he's had, but that's MMA for you. Give me Ryan Spann by TKO.
Let's go, Superman Spann.
All right, next up we got Rodolfo Vieira versus Eric Mcconico. Weird fight. I mean, Vieira, I think it's clear they want Vieira to win. He just got knocked out by Bo Nickel. So they're giving him Mcconico, who's, he's looked bad in the UFC, just bad. He gets finished by Ruzaboyev. He goes to a split decision with Cody Brundage in a fight where both of them did nothing. And then against Sirzakayev, I mean, he was winning that fight, and then he got knocked out. Like, it's just weird. It's hard to pick a guy who's like he's winning till he's not. I don't think Vieira is dangerous with the hands. Could Mcconico keep it on the feet and win? Yeah, but he's got to put out volume. And Vieira will put out volume. We've seen him beat Tresean Gore like that. But I think Vieira gets the takedowns and finishes him. Give me Vieira by arm triangle.
Yeah, man. I mean, Henry said a good point right there. I just want to emphasize that again. On the feet, Mcconico probably has the best advantage, right? But if you guys look at that fight with Mcconico against Cody Brundage, bro, if Cody Brundage is able to take you to the ground 3-4 times, have close to 6 minutes of control time on you, and you're gonna play that game with a high level jiu-jitsu fighter like Vieira, I think Vieira is smart enough to come back from getting knocked out unconscious by Bo Nickel to have a solid game plan stay away from the feet, take the fight to the ground, and try to get that choke in. So I agree with Henry, man. Give me Vieira inside the distance. The best play is Vieira's sub. I don't think Vieira's gonna stand and bang with this guy.
Let's go Vieira.
Sheesh, high level alert, everybody. High level alert. We got we got Mcvey versus Dumas. Mcvey, if you guys look at the tape, Henry has called this fighter complete dog shit multiple times. And he's not lying. He's gotten submitted and finished each one of his UFC fights. I know one of them was short notice, but you're getting submitted by Zachary Reese. Hasn't done or hasn't showed me an ounce of like the reason why he should be in the UFC. But standing across from him is man, he's probably one of the people that have the quickest quit button I've seen in a long time. Dumas, man, he's had trouble outside the UFC, but in the cage, he just looks like he doesn't want to be there. He looks like he's there to collect a check. He's there for the UFC shorts. Like he's there to put current UFC fighter on his Instagram. I don't think he's there to win, man. His last 2 fights got submitted. No, he took a way out against Reese. We all know it. Watch it back. Got KO'd by like Olenzechek, right? Mcvey by no means is a high level fighter, but I think he's a good enough fighter to beat Dumas, man. This is a low level fight in my opinion. But if I had to pick shit versus shit, I'm gonna go with less shit. So I'm going with Mcvey here.
Yeah, I don't know what's telling me to pick Dumas here, but I am. I think in the original match, they originally matched up a couple of events ago, and I picked Dumas there. I think Mcvey ended up finding the Hulk Ferreira. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think so. Mcvey just seems like unathletic. He's just big, but very unathletic, very awkward. Whereas Dumas, I mean, this dude's athletic, bro. He's big. His contender series fight, I mean, he did beat a high level kickboxer. Um, it just comes down to Dumas, bro. Like if he's really in the game, he should cruise and fucking finish Mcvey. But I don't know. I wouldn't bet on this fight. Like Chato said, shivers is shit. I don't even think any props are safe. Fight goes the distance. Fight doesn't go the distance, I should say. Maybe, but I mean, we see some weird fights lately. You know, Dominic Reyes and Johnny Walker were in the distance. It's just very strange. But yeah, I'm gonna take Dumas by TKO.
Man, if you have to play Dumas plus money on Dumas, I'm telling you, if shit versus shit, there's always money on betting on the underdog, dude. There's always money.
Low key, low key. Man, we got
Uh,
a very good fight here. We got Myra Bueno Silva versus Michelle Montague. Bueno Silva, I don't know what happened to her. Ever since she lost that title fight, I mean, she said she tested positive, but she hasn't looked the same. Doesn't have the same explosiveness, same violent nature. It's a bad matchup for her because Montague's gonna shoot takedown. She's a holder down. If Silva doesn't like locking those takedowns, she's gonna be working off her back, and she's gonna need to hope to maybe land a little Macy Chase on elbow, cut her open from the bottom or something. But yeesh, man, it's hard. It's hard to trust Bueno Silva in this fight. Even though I think Montague is pretty green, but she has a good training camp. She's a super high level wrestler. She's gonna take Silva down. It just comes down to if she stays safe from the submissions or not. But I got Montague by decision. I picked her. I've used her in parlays before, and I think she's pretty safe here.
yeah, man, I agree. It's one of these fights where you think to yourself like, how is Silva still in the UFC? Right? She hasn't won a fight since 2023. The Holly Holm fight turned into a no contest. I think this fight is gonna be Silva versus Jasmine Judovicus all over again. Jasmine took her down, almost 8 minutes of control time. It's the same. It's the same fight stylistically. Montague, just like Henry said, heavy grappling, nasty submissions, nasty pressure. Silva, another Dumas man, has an automatic quit button. They're there for the shorts. They're there to pay out the contract. Um, the rumor is that Dumas, Silva, They all got interviews with Longhorn Steakhouse with Jeff Neal after this fight. So give me Montague inside the distance. I think she goes for the submission, and she gets Silva out of there, man.
Damn, sub. I mean, that'd be pretty crazy. But hey, if anybody can do it, it's Montague. She's at ATT. I'm sure she's putting in the work, yeah?
Let's go Montague. Oh my God. This is another banger of a fight, fellas. You guys know who Durden is? You know, Durden's one of my favorite fighters. One of my favorite fighters to fade. He is on a 4-fight losing streak. He lost by decision, submission. He has gone for the cycle in his last 4 wins, 4 losses. He lost by decision. He's gotten knocked out. He's gotten submitted. There's another fighter that he's here for the shorts, man. With all due respect to Durden, man, he's had some good time in the UFC, some good finishes. He's a vet in the game. He's been here for a while, but some vets just need to be put down. And I feel like the UFC knows what they're doing with this matchup. Go against Filho. He's only lost to pretty decent fighters, man. He lost to Nascimento, Dog, Makayev, probably top 5 flyweight in the world right now. Filo's nasty. Monster, pressure, nasty submissions. And if you think Durden, because he's a grappler, that he's gonna be able to defend these submissions, dude, Durden has been submitted 5 times. He has 6 submissions. He's been submitted 5 times. Durden is there to get submitted. Even with his takedowns, he leaves his neck exposed. Filo's the type of fighter to shoot for the gilly, go for crazy submissions. I'm telling you, this is a bad matchup stylistically because Durden does not have dynamic power on the feet. His path to victory is to take the fight to the ground, and that's exactly where Filho wants it. So give me Filho inside the distance here. I think he finds that neck either back take or by gilly. Another loss for Durden, man. The UFC needs to cut Durden, but hey, if you keep giving me Durden, I'm gonna keep on fading him.
Yeah, I mean, he's just unfortunate, bro. I mean, Durden's a very good fighter. He's had a good career. His father time comes for everybody, bro. Like, he's 1-7 in his last 8, bro. Like, I mean, he lost to Tagir Lembekov. All right. Lost to Bruno Silva. All right. He lost to Joshua Van. All right. He lost to Jose Ochoa. Okay, okay. Lost to Alan Nascimento. Like, dude, they're all killers, but then you're losing to Tim and Dembarel. Like, the way that you lost is, like, just completely dominated the grappling. Like, Jafel Filo is a lot of things, bro, but this dude is violent. He's going to get in your face. He's going to force the takedowns. He's going to force the scrambles. And this dude is a freaking phenom when it comes to submission grappling. I think he's up there with Charles Oliveira when it comes to scrambles. I just think he finds Durden's neck and he puts him out. But give me Jafel Filo. The odds are fucking insane, but it makes sense, man. They're not going to give you Jafel Filo minus 200, minus 300, even though that's like the line should be. They're going to make you pay a premium price if you want to parlay Filo here, but I got Filo by sub.
Let's go, Filho sub.
All right, man. Next up, we got the Fire Marshal, Francis Marshall versus Brennan. I'll be honest, I don't really know a lot about Lucas Brennan. I wasn't able to watch too much about him, but he does seem like he's pretty decent. I mean, he's got good grappling. He's got a lot of submission wins, but it seems like just about it. I mean, he was in Bellator for a very long time. It seems like he was in the early Bellator development phases from 2019 to like 2023, 2024. But I mean, Francis Marshall is very underrated, man. He's a very good fighter. You could make the argument he beat Myron Santos. I mean, he lost to Isaac Dogarian when Dogarian wasn't, betting against himself. That loss, losing to Dogarian the way he lost is like, that just fucking further proves that Dogarian, he was getting freaking paid by the mafia to throw fights because Dogarian mauled him in round 1, And then losing to William Gomes. William Gomes is a very good point fighter. He's very hard to take down. I think Marshall should just keep it on the feet. Just work Brennan here. Maybe Brennan wins his next fight, but I think he loses here. I think Francis Marshall is a very safe pick. I think he wins by decision, though.
Yeah, man. I was looking at Brennan's Brennan Huff. I was looking at Brennan's videos, and like he does have a lot of good wins in Bellator, and we all know when Bellator was active. There were some pretty good fighters over there. Like I'm not gonna discredit his past victories, but to me, this is striker versus grappler here. There's a clear path to victory for Brennan is if he's able to dominate on the ground. And on the feet, I think Marshall has a clear advantage. Super dynamic hands. And just like Henry said, like if you're going split decision with with Santos, that's a feather in your cap because that dude knocks everybody out. So I feel like if Brennan takes Marshall down, which I think he's not going to be able to, like I think he might be able to look good, but I think Marshall has a good defensive wrestling to keep the fight on the feet. And if the fight stays on the feet, I think the fire marshal, is going to start winning those rounds. Like he's coming from a great camp. I feel like he's going to have a good game plan. So give me Marshall to win by decision here as well, 29-28. I think Brennan might steal around by getting the back or something, but I think Marshall's going to be defensively sound, get up and start doing some damage. So give me Fire Marshall here all day.
Yeah, shout out to Francis Marshall's manager for getting them easy fights, bro. Hey, but that's what you gotta do, man.
All right, man. Next up, we got Max Payne Griffin versus Victor Valenzuela. And I was gonna say this, man. Max Griffin, he's not the best fighter, but he's had some good wins in the UFC. But he's lost some too. He's just another fighter that, like father time just comes for everybody, dude. He's 40 years old. Like he just doesn't have that pop anymore. Like he's still durable. I mean, if anybody's durable, if you go to decision against Michael Morales, because Morales, as we know now, has absolute dynamite in his hands. But he's going against another up and coming prospect in Venezuela. Super powerful on the feet. I feel like all the finishing ability is with Venezuela. So like that's why I'm going with the young buck here. I mean, not so young. He's 32, but he's be killed in his last like 7 fights. So I feel like he's gonna push the pace. He's gonna make Griffin feel uncomfortable. But I feel like Griffin is defensively sound, and then I can't remember the last time Griffin's been finished. So I feel like this is going to be a Venezuela 29-28 or 30-27, where he's just putting the sauce on Griffin. But him being the savvy vet, he's going to survive, but I don't think he's going to be able to get the win here. So give me Venezuela money line here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna agree here. I think it just comes down to father time. This was a couple years ago. I'll take Max Griffin here all day. He's a clean striker, defensively sound. He knows how to win minutes. But he's going to a lot of split decisions lately. I mean, it just seems like his cardio's failing him. He's just not as explosive, not as violent. Uh, it's hard to win on the judges' scorecards against violent fighters, because they win the moments. The judges are gonna remember the big, loud punches, the big movements. It's gonna be hard for Max Griffin to win on the scorecards, but I do think he gets finished. Though I think Valenzuela is just gonna be too much, too much pressure. Too many different strikes coming at him. I mean, this guy lost to Michael Oliveira. If you guys did not know who Michael Oliveira is, fucking look at that dude up. That dude's a fucking unit. He's probably gonna be a legit contender in the UFC. Dude's freaking diced, diced out of his mind. But losing to Michael Oliveira, no shame in the game, bro. I think they brought back Valenzuela because they know he's a good fighter. He got knocked down out in the contender series. It's like getting knocked out, winning one fight, and still getting signed by the UFC. I mean, it goes to show that they have confidence in you. So I'm gonna take Valenzuela by TKO.
Let's go, Venezuela.
All right, man. Last but not least, we got Talita Alencar versus Julia Polastri. I'll be honest, I do like the Alencar. I've used her in multiple parlays before. I mean, picking her against Cardinalosi, free money. Pitting her against the Vanessa Demopoulos, free money. But she's very, very one-dimensional. If she can't get the takedowns, you could definitely beat her up on the feet, and I think this is gonna happen here. I think Julia Polastri, she's leveled up so much. She's 20 years old. I mean, she's lost to Josephine Knudsen, good fighter. Lupita Godinez, very good fighter. This those two women, those are two top 15 girls. But the way she looked in her last fight, man, bro, like she looked like she leveled up big time against Karolina Kovacevic. Karolina tried to take her down. She couldn't. And Julia just put a vicious beating on her and eventually just put her down with the head kick. I think she's going to put a beating on Talita here. I think she wins by TKO. Give me Julia Polastri via TKO in round 3.
Yeah, man. I'm about to agree with Henry here. I think this is a clear striker versus grappler matchup. But when somebody has a clear advantage, like me and Henry both agree on, Polastri has that clear striking advantage. Man, for the longest time, I used to always pick the grappler. I was like, oh, the grappler is always going to win. The grappler is going to get the fight to the ground. But when fighters like Alencar are heavy grapplers, but they don't have a good single leg or a double leg or a single into double, or like that Gamrot star where like they know their path to victory is to get the fight to the floor, but they don't practice getting fighters to the floor, and like they rely on nasty cage work and slips to get the fight to the floor. I feel like that's just a recipe for disaster, man. If you're thinking, all right, like Alencar's record is better and all this other stuff, like you're just setting yourself up for failure, man. So I agree with Henry. I feel like this is gonna be a masterclass ass whooping from Polastri. I think styles make fights, man. Polastri is defensively sound to keep the fight where she needs it to be, and that is definitely on the feet, man. So give me Polastri all day here.
Let's go. Let's go. Hopefully, our picks are good. If our picks are good, the parlays are good. You guys know what time it is. Time for the round of the world. We'll let Chato talk to you.
All right, everybody, another banger for you guys. The odds are crazy this week again, man. We're calling a heat check, man. Last week I cast. The week before I cast. I put a tweet out. I told you the Renegade Locks around the world is streaking again. If you guys are new to the channel, this is a parlay I created where I pick 3 fighters, put them in a pot that are representing different parts of the world, and I try to get the best odds for you, man. Plus 458, crazy odds. We're taking a leap of faith here, but we're getting straight into it, man. For the first fight, we are going with my boy Rob all day here. I'm telling you, man, Rob himself. If you're watching this, man, this is for you, buddy. He's going against he's going against Davy Grant. We broke it down earlier, so I'm gonna give you guys the synopsis. David Grant's 40 years old. He's not going to be able to keep up with the pace that Martinetti is going to be putting on him. I expect Martinetti to drown the 40-year-old vet here, and he's going to get the job done inside the distance. And the second leg, man, I think Buchecha is a good grappler, but he is not a good MMA fighter. I expect Buchecha to start shooting from further and further away. He's gonna run into a beautiful Ryan Spann knee or Ryan Spann uppercut. Give me Ryan Spann by vicious KO here. And my final leg is gonna be the grappling specialist all day here, man. Give me Montague by submission. I'm telling you, Bruno Silva is just here for the paycheck, man. She has a quit button. She has an off button. She hasn't won a fight since 2023. Give me Montague, the better grappler, the better submission grappler, and the overall better MMA fighter. Put all 3 fighters together, and you get plus 458 odds. I'm telling you guys, heat check. We hit this one again, man. We're unstoppable. Put those odds in early, baby.
100%. Man. If you guys have just been following Chato the last 2 weeks, plus 46, plus 162, like, it's like that's a lot of cappers do, and we're not even professionals, you know. Hey, but we hit those. Chato's on a burner. Chato's 2026 has been elite. I'm sure he's got it again. Rob's gonna freaking close it out. He's gonna finish David Grant, so they call him Rob because he robs, you know. All right, it's time for my all action parlay. I haven't been the most consistent with these, but I'm very confident in this.
Good shit.
All right, we got the all action parlay. Last week, man, we were so fucking close. Mandel Nalo, it broke my heart, bro. He fucking broke my heart. But that's what this parlay is made for, bro. Like, dude, these are fighters that I expected to try to go for the finish. Nalo went for it, bro. He went for it. We were so damn close. Robert Valentin, I told you guys, gonna put the fucking beating on that dude. He did. Nalo had a freaking Jai Herbert out multiple times. Just MMA, bro. MMA is an MMA, and hopefully that's not the case here. I'm taking Julia Polastri to beat up Talita Alencar. I'm actually very confident both these fighters. I think they're both very good. I think they both have very bright futures. I think Polastri stuffs the takedowns, and even if she gets taken down, Talita's not really a finisher like that. So if we lose the first round, no big deal. We'll come back and we'll put a beating on her when she gets tired. Give me Polastri, money line, Montel Jackson. I'm sorry, Ronnie, bro. I gotta keep fading you, bro, but this is not Ricky Simone. This is a very good fighter here. Montel Jackson is gonna hurt him bad. Parlay both these fighters money line plus 106. We ride the ship here. No fucking judges needed. I think we both these fighters win inside the distance.
Hey man, I'm starting to be a fan of this parlay. Henny's been picking fighters that go for broke, that do not want to go to the judges, that want that 100K bonus. And I think he did it again. Polastri, just like the breakdown, I said it's going to be a vicious ass beating on her end. Montel Jackson, he's going to do what he should have did against Figgy. He's going to put those paws on Ronnie. So put these fighters together, plus money already. But hey, let's get dangerous. Both of these fighters by KO. Lock it in.
Yeah, I mean, in a different universe, we hit 2 in a row. Jerry fucking had Olberg out in skates. He had him done. Fucking got knocked out. Mandandalo had him fucking done, got knocked out. And then freaking Gary Pat, that should have been a draw, bro. Get the fuck out of here. It should have been a draw or Pat decision. And then Adrian Yanez got fucking robbed. That should hit plus 171 there, but whatever. It is what it is. We're trying to mix it up now. Give me hopefully my fighters win by finish. No judge necessary.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, man. We have our play of the week. Probably one of our most successful parlays as a team. Me and Henry have been like on and off with this parlay, but this week I think we did a good job at picking each fighter that has a clear path to victory. And in my opinion, both of these fighters have a clear path to victory on the feet. My lock of the week, I'm going with Francis, the Fire Marshal here to get it done against Lucas Brennan. In the breakdown, I told you guys, right? I'm going to give you guys a quick breakdown again. Francis has a significant striking advantage. He has good defensive wrestling. Brennan needs to take the fight to the ground. Marshall has the ability to keep the fight on the feet. 1 + 1 = 2. Give me Marshall inside the distance here. Marshall money line all day.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, we've been doing pretty good with these. I mean, we missed one in April, the fucking Calvin Gastelum, but that's on me, bro. That's fucking on me, dog. The picks are fucking good that week, and I decided to put Calvin fucking Gastelum. That's on me, dog. That's just on me. What can I say? What can I say? I can't go back in time. I should have gone back in time. I was very confident in a lot of fighters. I was confident in fucking Aaron Pico, and there I go picking fucking Calvin Gastelum at fucking juicy odds. But other than that, no, we've been solid, bro. We've been solid. Last week, we kept it simple. What the hell did we take last week? We took Mike Malott and Jasmine Vicious. As easy as it fucking gets. We told you guys, when they're on the same card, they win more times than not. They've only lost once. Ride their momentum. Right here, we got two fighters that are looking to break their way into the top 15, top 10. And I think they both do so. Marshall, unfortunately for Brennan, he's on that level. And Jackson, man, Ronnie Barcelos is due to get chinned. He's been fighting very passive. You cannot succeed at the high level playing passive, especially when you're not throwing that much volume. I think Jackson is going to learn from his last fight, and he's going to hurt him bad. Parlay both these fighters money line minus 127 odds. I think that's fucking good, man. I think Jackson should be minus 500 here, so I think we get good value here.
That's all day, man. So, like, make sure to follow us on all social media platforms, man. I'm always live in action on Fight Day on Twitter. Make sure to comment, subscribe, man. We appreciate all the love and support. Lock these bets in early. I say it every week. People know that the round the world is hot. and we're heat check. They're gonna steal our bets. The odds are gonna go up. Happens every time. All right. Thanks again, man. Much love from Girl Naked, man. Peace out.
100%. 100%. We'll see you guys in Aussie next week. Peace.
Aussie, Aussie.